Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review. This is episode number 71. And this one I'm reviewing the 859th episode of the anime, The Rebellious Daughter, Clifton, Sanji's big plan for transporting the cake. And the 922nd chapter of the manga, The Beast Pirates Governor General Kaido. Yep. Now for the episode itself, this one adapts the 3 pages of chapter 885 that were skipped over last episode, which is pages 10 to 13. Yeah, these 4 pages skipped over were adapted for this episode. And this episode also adapts pages 3 through 12 of chapter 886. Yep. Now, this particular episode is set in particularly, from what I could tell, about 2 areas. Yeah, 2 areas this whole episode. Yeah, one is on Nuts Island. We have Luffy with Breely, and they're trying to hide while he's trying to recover his hockey. And of course, Big Mom is going on a rampage. Also, I thought maybe they would have, I guess some people were like, okay, where are the Straw Hats? Yeah, they're absent for a few chapters, the rest of the Straw Hats. Yeah, they're not in this episode. I don't think they're in next week's episode. I don't remember. I think it takes a little while for them to come back. Yeah, they're referenced, but they're not seen. Nope. So, you have Luffy carry around Breely. First, he just carrying her, like basically having his arm wrapped around her, like just carrying her around by her belly. Yep. And then somehow she slips away from him, hides and looks like a giant peanut with a shell. And the way that she gets out, the way Luffy finds her, is that he frequently mispronounced it. He calls her Brunch, even though her name is Breely. And it's like, hey, Brunch. And Breely just pops out and says, it's Breely. It's so funny. Yeah, and then Luffy comes across, like, 2 of her sisters. The first is the 5th daughter, which is Elfie. Yeah, lovely woman. I'm like, dang, Luffy, what is it with you? I guess some of the characters are probably jealous. Why is all the smoking hot women in the chase after Luffy? I don't know, it's just so funny. Yeah, and he's about to hop in the mirror with Breely. Of course, she is tied up in a bag. Second time this has happened to her. Last time was when she was captured after Chopper and Carrot defeated her and her minions. Matter of fact, her minions are nowhere to be seen the rest of the whole arc. She's basically by herself. And why is it that she looks like she's wearing a nightgown? Yeah, I have no idea why she dresses like this, but she does. Yes, Luffy ties her up, and he's about to hop in the mirror, and then Alpha just shoots out the mirror before he hops in. And Breely's like, save me, save me. Yeah. And then he runs into the 2nd daughter. What's her name? Her name is Madidi. Yeah, slightly overweight woman, and she uses a sword. One of like 3 times Luffy's hit with a sword. First is Amandi, who goes after Luffy, while Pedro blocks him with a candy wall, and she slices at him with a sword, and he misses, and she misses twice. And then he doesn't encounter her again for the rest of the episode. But when he encounters Monette, this is the 2nd daughter of Big Mom, and she swings her sword, and he goes like this, Gum Gum Brunch. He just uses her as a human shield. Yeah, but the way he does it is so hilarious. It's like he's about to use one of his fists, and he just turns around and he uses Breely to block every single sword strike. It is so funny. And of course, you have Big Mom still going her rampage, pretty much almost destroying the entire town of Nuttown, the town on Nut Island. As what happens on Cocoa Island, this one is also quite bizarre. Okay, the cake is finished, they're transporting it to the sea, just so I can get out to Big Mom. Okay, fine. And of course, Sanji puts on disguise, puts on glasses and like a handkerchief, and he lies to the chef and says the reason why he puts on because he's shy. The actual reason is because the wedding being ruined. Of course, putting all the memories of these chefs. So they get it out there, and they're briefly stopped by Pudding's older brother Oven. He says, "Where are you taking this cake? We're taking out to sea to stop Big Mom's basically stop Big Mom's hunger punch." He does not have a problem with that at all. He has no problem with the fact that this cake has actually helped to stop the thing. But he takes Clifton, takes her out, throws her on the ground, starts almost beating the crap out of her, and then she's saved first. Would look like that Pound, her own father, is about to say. Of course, she has no idea who Pound is at all. She doesn't even know this guy is actually her father. Oh yeah, and by the last time she sees him, of course, last time we see him in the actual arc, she still never finds out that Pound is her father. She never finds this out at all. Yeah, it's kind of weird to like, Luffy, why did you tell her that guy Pound is actually her father? And he's like tore up, he's like missing a boot now. And then of course he's about to save it, and Sanji just uses his moonwalk, his skywalk, just hops over, saves Clifton, he kicks Oven right in the side of the neck with his foot, sends him like clearly what looks like about 10 feet and launches him into a house. He picks up Clifton, puts back on the trailer. Of course, she has to hide underneath the sheet. And then, of course, then we have it where he somehow was able to catch up with the thing. Somehow able to find Clifton very easily under this sheet. Couldn't pick any other spot to put her. Had to put her right there. Okay, fine. Excuse me. He's contacted by a transponder snail that her husband is coming to see her. Yep, Ben is on his way, and he's racing to the island with his baby boy, with his baby son actually in his arms. Yep. Of course, next episode he does get to the island, I should point out though. But yeah, this was a blast of an episode and a good comedy episode and stuff and great stuff to laugh at when it comes to this particular one. Now, as for the newest of the manga, yeah, it's like, okay, we have this one really exciting we have an exciting episode for the anime and a really good chapter of the manga released. This one's called Base Pirates Governor General Kaido, chapter 922. We have a cover story. We have Cola, who is one of the Kung Fu Dungas, and she's in the training with looks like teaches Fishman karate to, let's see, Saku. Yeah, this woman, yeah, that's the thing with Oda. He draws like almost every woman in the entire series look almost exactly like Nami. The only one who doesn't look like Nami, there's like two I could think of who are actually about 2 or 3 people I could think of. Clifton and Lola. Those two don't look almost nothing like Nami. And there's also Hancock. She looks nothing like Nami, and Nika Robin. Yeah, only very few women, but a lot of the women tend to have the same face as Nami. Even those women are not related. And of course, we pick up right where the last chapter left off with Kaido in his big dragon form. And Law's like, Kaido's a dragon. It's like, what is that? Is that? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Kaido's in front of you. He's able to transform into a dragon. Yeah, not surprising. It seems like, though, that I would say of the 4 emperors, I would say probably Shanks is probably the one who does not have a devil fruit. He has Haki. Yes, very powerful Haki. He doesn't have a devil fruit, surprisingly. No, he doesn't, because he actually can swim, no problem. Yeah, that's one quite weird of the 4 emperors. I mean, Kaido, I'm not surprised that he has a power, because he's king of the base pirates, so him transforming the dragon is awesome. And then, of course, Momoshiki transforms the dragon. It's like, yeah, and one of the associates, well, the senior female ninja is like, huh? Lord Momoshiki? Is that a dragon? Yeah, so I'll explain later. Over there is Upper Town. Like, how did Kaido so quickly? Says, my apologies, Kaidomon. The truth is, Straw Hat, yeah, and Zoro, yeah, and myself were exposed. What did you do that for? Yeah. Yeah, and of course, it's Sanji the one who's saying this. Yeah, it definitely was Luffy's fault. And they bring up the events of the I would say the second and third arcs of part 2 of the manga, which was Punk Hazard and Dressrosa. Yeah, he references those, which I'm quite happy he references those. We also see, like, briefly, like, in this panel, we see Doflamingo and Caesar Clown. First time Caesar Clown's been seen, kind of, even though it's a flashback, I would say this is the first time since he was seen back in Whole Cake that he actually is actually shown up. Oh, he hasn't seen his whole cake. As for what the heck he's up to, no idea because he completely disappears. Like Oda forgot about him. He could be some Whole Cake Island. No one about to reveal what happened to him. We see Kaido. We're talking about stuff what happened to destruction of the Smiley Factory. No, now I should point out though in Dressrosa, the factory was destroyed by Frankie and the Taratora Corps. Yeah, they're the ones who destroyed the factory on Dressrosa. As a Punk Hazard, I think it was Luffy. And I think it was like pretty much most of the Straw Hats did destroy the factory on Punk Hazard. Mm-hmm. And Law points out though we were the only ones discovered, so the plan is fine. Yeah, it's just Luffy, Zoro, and Law. They don't know anybody else is actually there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and of course they say it's like, yeah, okay, final battle, figured it out, and we see like one of like 2 or 3 page spread, 2 page spreads in here. We have Hawkins talking for a bit in here, and he's talking to Kaido. It's like one particular was like, remember you, person from the past. And he actually talks to Kaido, exactly points out though, he asks for like a page or two, he says, General Kaido, if you're looking for the Straw Hat and Trafalgar Law, he's here later. They're at the ruins of Odin Castle. They're hiding there. Hawkins, is that true? At Odin Castle? No, I lied, so he would stop his rampage. However, there have been rumors spreading around lately about a suspicious light from the top of the mountain. A rumor fanning from the lower orator's spheres. Then destruction of those ruins will allow to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So, did you say they were at Odin Castle? How nostalgic. That's a good place to hide. So they were scared huffs to scare my foes. Those detestable rookies. That's what he calls them. Like, okay, and I should point out, Hawkins is telling the whole lie thing to Jack. Yep. And then we have Kaido launching at the Odin Castle ruins. And I think that they're destroyed. And then chapter ends quite hilariously. It's like Straw Hat disappears, says gum gum elephant gun, and smashes Kaido right in the head. It's like, what the heck? Like an angry strike. Oh. And it's just so hilarious the way he hits him. It's like right on top of his head. It is so funny. Okay, so for an arc that's only been going on this point for 14 chapters, yeah, this is a 14th chapter, and now Luffy fights the main villain. Already 14 chapters in, but at least we don't have to wait too long. Thank God for that. But this was an awesome chapter. Yeah. Great progression. But I highly doubt this is the end of Wano. No. I don't think it's beginning and the end. I would say this is I'd say a turning point and a good progression forward. If my personal guess is how long this arc might go on for. Do I think it goes along as, let's say, Whole Cake or Dressrosa? I probably don't think so. My guess is it'll probably last for, I'd say, about 20, maybe 30 more chapters before we finally see the end of this thing. It probably lasts about a good year before Oda decides to end it, but that's my personal theory. But we've been waiting for this particular arc for about 2 years now, and now we're actually 4 chapters, and I'm loving this arc. It is really, really good. I love it. I know the King of Lightning loves it because he goes over the top of his reviews. I don't do that. Yeah. I'm going to give this chapter 10 out of 10. Amazing chapter. And let's see. Yeah, that's it. That's it for this particular review. My next review, my next Comic Corner. Yep, that's my next review, okay? But do this next review. Bye.